Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in thus far. Today, I wanted to talk about something that I heard while I was watching a video yesterday. My best friend texted me and told me that I needed to watch this video by another young lady on YouTube that was dealing with the after effects of her breakup, and a lot of the feelings that she expressed definitely resonated with me. I most definitely identified with just about everything that she said. Um, she was with her ex for 3 years. I was with my ex for 9 years. That's the only difference. But everything else in her feelings definitely spoke volumes. She talked about feelings of anger and sadness, hurt, and bitterness. She talked about how she was just so blown away at the fact that her ex had easily replaced her, and that's something that I have dealt with and struggled with for oh, oh just about since the time that my ex and I have been broken up. It'll be almost 2 years, and I'm just still sometimes so confused at how easily my ex was able to move forward in a new relationship and a new life. Um, Being together for 9 years, we definitely shared a household. We spent a good amount of time around each other's families, and you know, were partners in raising my son, providing for him, making sure he had the things he needed, he wanted, disciplining him, everything for 9 years. And it was maybe a few weeks after we had been broken up that my ex was gone from the household. My ex stopped coming home every night. Um, it would be here or there. Would get up in the middle of the night and leave. Would come home from work, take a shower, change clothes, and be out again. Um, it's something that was so confusing to me because I'm just like, we were together for 9 years, uh, sharing a household, paying bills, going on vacations, being parents, and in the snap of a finger, none of that existed to you anymore. How could you do that? And when I said, how could you do that? It was just like I had spoken some foreign language. Like I had 10 heads. The look I got was like, I didn't do anything. What do you mean? How could I do that? How could you just pick up and move on? Eventually, my ex was totally removed from the house. Um, it would be days on days that my ex was not home. And it was, I guess, volunteered information that they were living together at this point. And they were foundating and starting their family. This person that my ex chose to be with also has children. And um, that's where their focus and their attention and their love was. I I struggled with, were my son and I as important to you as you made it seem for 9 years, for you to have moved on so quickly and so effortlessly? Like it was like a commercial break, and next thing you know, it's just different. Everything was different. Um, my son was definitely affected by, you know, the breakup. He wouldn't express himself, um, if at all, to me, But the times that he and I did talk, he was more angry than hurt. Um, and for my ex to physically be absent and emotionally be absent from my my life and my son's life was just so crazy to me, because how could you just pick up and act as, pack a bag and act as if the last 9 years of your life just did not exist. My ex had to go out of town for a little while, and the lease on our apartment was about to be up, and so it just seemed, natural that they would go on and find their own place, because I wasn't going to renew the lease. I needed to, find myself a place to stay. And in cleaning up and packing up, I noticed that my ex left behind everything that had anything to do with our relationship. Pictures of us, pictures of the three of us, um, little things that I had, had the thought of making for a birthday present one time, just left everything behind. And I asked, why aren't you taking any of this? I don't need these things to remember. I have the memories, was the response that I got. Of course, I didn't buy it, because it's like, okay, just because you have, a picture, even if it's just one of the three of us, that doesn't, you know, mean that, you know what I mean, you're holding on to something. But we were a family at one point. And the fact that my ex just literally left everything. I snuck a picture of the three of us into a suitcase, because I'm like, we the three of us spent 9 years of our lives together, and you're just gonna leave this all behind and, you know just move on with this other person. You have a new family now, and we just don't matter. We don't mean anything. That feeling of replacement was, and still is, something that I struggle with, for a good portion of my healing journey. Like, you just can't pick up and boil up 9 years of your life and literally toss it in the trash and walk away as if you weren't affected by anything, as if we didn't have good times, as if, the, we didn't learn lessons together, we didn't teach lessons to my son together. Like, we did everything together. And that's another part of the problem that, I have, because now I don't have anyone to do anything with. So, you know from vacations for my son's birthdays, to vacations for our anniversaries, from vacations to, family members' houses, all of that was erased in the blink of an eye. And I just don't understand how anybody could do that to another person that you've spent so much time with. I moved on after I broke up, and that relationship did not last long. It was literally, I think, 11 months. It was a rebound relationship, which was something that, I was going through in the back of my mind. Like, is this a rebound relationship? I would talk to my friends, and a lot of them agreed that, that it was, in fact, a rebound relationship. But not one time did I ever try to erase or replace the 9 years of my life that I had spent with my ex, where my ex just was like, I'm out. I'm not going to do this. This is not what I want. And I would ask all the time, have you moved on? Are you seeing anybody? And the answer will always be no. Meanwhile, you're not coming home at night. And I mean, essentially, if we're broken up, I'm not supposed to be keeping tabs on when you come home anyway. But it just seemed so odd, and it definitely stuck out to me that weeks. I'm not talking about, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Let me be very clear. 2 to 3 weeks after we were broken up, my ex started to disappear from the house and started to be emotionally unavailable and physically absent from myself and my son, when me more than my son just needed, some explanations. Why? How? Um, that information was not volunteered. No accountability, no responsibility was taken for the way, things happened. And the fact that it was all about this person, this new person, and what they had going on, and their family and their friends, or, mutual friends that, friendships that were being founded. That's all that was important. Nothing that I was going through, no way that I felt, nothing that my son was feeling or thinking mattered. We had been replaced, and that was the end of that. There was not one discussion that needed to be had. And that was hard to deal with. And I couldn't even explain anything to my son. Like, I didn't have any answers. I couldn't provide him with any answers. What makes a person just pack up and move on in the blink of an eye is something that I really want to know, because I thought that, you know, we were loved. I thought that we were cared about. Um, and the way everything just happened, it made me feel as if all of that was a lie. You can't tell me that you have these memories, but you don't need to see anything else. I think it had everything to do with this other person, and whether they were going to share a place together, why you bringing your past in here, or, anything like that. But if somebody has an answer, please let me know, because I need to know. It's clear I'm not going to get an answer from my ex, and, at this point, does it even matter? But how could you just pick up and move on and replace a whole chunk of your life? Just act like it never happened. We never existed. We weren't a family. It's something that will always plague my mind. Always. Because I'm the type of person that needs answers. And, maybe once I return to therapy, my therapist will be able to, provide me with some ways to get answers for myself, as opposed to inquiring and seeking an answer from my ex. Because at this point, nothing that can be said will, give me satisfaction about how you were so quick and so fast to just throw us away. Like, we were garbage. And I don't know. I really would like for people to just be honest and be forthcoming with your true feelings. Don't treat people like they don't mean anything to you. It's not cool. People deserve more than that. If you say you love somebody, you gotta show them and tell them. And, if feelings change, then, that's okay. But just don't act like, people never existed. A whole part of your life is just a big blur, and that you can erase it, because that's not factual. It's not.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Honestly, Aisha, and hit that notification bell so you'll be home when I come knocking.